Good afternoon, everybody. An interesting video today. Got a couple air rifles, pile of different ammo, brands and weights and types, and I got this new Caldwell ballistic precision chronograph. Very similar to, ones we're all used to. It's got the rods, and I still got to put it all together. But it's also got data ports on the side, and then you can download an app on your phone, plug it into your 3.5 millimeter plug, or your headphone jack, for those who don't know that. It'll connect to it, and you can, through the app, you can set up your caliber and your range, and and save groups. You can keep track of groups. It'll do, shot by shot, break it apart, your standard deviation, extreme spread, so on and so on. But you can organize it so you remember what everything is. So I reload, so at the range, that'll save me having to bring a notebook. I just have to go on my phone, punch in, all right, this was the 6.5 Grendel 129 grain soft point, and with this much grains of such and such powder, and it'll save that group. And with bullet weight, it tells you the energy, so that's pretty sweet. I haven't had I had a beautiful opportunity to use that this morning. I brought it to the range with my couple different rifles, and some hand loads that I wanted to test out, and of course I forgot a battery. It takes a 9-volt battery, and it's got a spot for a spare battery. So when you get this and set it up, get the 2-pack of 9 volts and stick one in the spare, because I don't yet know how it is on batteries, how long a battery lasts, but I figure there's a compartment for a spare for a reason. I did play with the app for a little bit, and I tested it just with 2 or 3 test shots, and it must have been an old 9 volt, because I literally got about 5 minutes of use out of it. I did test my crossbow at this range, shot into the block, and once you know it, it's rated correctly. So, but there's a lot of controversy, I guess you could say, about pellet gun ratings. There's a lot of them use the same stuff. Umrex. This is the Ruger. See how well I take care of my air guns. Ruger Blackhawk Elite. This was $99 off the shelf at Walmart, and then I threw a 3-to-9 scope on there so I can get a little bit better zoom. Of course, we got our Daisy BB gun, basically Red Ryder, but it's pink. So I guess no, I better not just go ahead and assume that that's for a girl, right? Because it's 2021 and you can buy it, whatever. We got the Hatsan. This thing is awesome. 22 caliber, made in Turkey. Came with the optic open sights, and then I also threw on a 3-to-9 scope on this one. And we got the Gamo. Which one is this? Big Cat. And this one claims a velocity of 1250 with the PVA Platinum, so the super duper light stuff. So realistically, that one and that one are rated basically the same. That one also is rated for 1200 with the light ammo. I forget what this one's rated at. Yeah, Hatsan doesn't need to tell you how fast it goes on the side. You just trust that it is powerful enough. That thing is awesome. That's got a lot of snot. So yeah, and then we got a variety of different animals. Got your standard Crossman Premier pointed 7.5. You know, these are the pellets we all grew up with. A carton of 1,250 pellets is cheap. I think that was like $12 or something like that. And then Norma, I was kind of excited to find these. They got the round nose. What do they call them? I don't know. But these are a little bit heavier. 9.1 grain. I wish I could have found the Gamo, or well, I just ran out of it. They had the round nose, and it's an 11.5 grain. That was the most accurate, hardest hitting lead pellet in 177 I had ever shot. It was just consistent, right on top of each other. The only thing better was the Gamo Lethal. That one was with the polymer jacket and then the copper penetrator. I shot through that there 55-gallon steel barrel with that round at 10 yards, you know, not point blank by any means. And everybody's seen these guys, the polymer skirted pointed penetrator rounds, and I forget what these ones were. Oh no, these are the 20 cals. These are for a different air rifle that's not here. Okay. And then with the 22 caliber, we got SIG 16 grain. These are domed. More of the penetrators. I forget the weight on these. Oh, 16.7 grain. Okay, so that ballistically should be very similar to these. And we got the real heavies over here. They're 29.94 grain. These are huge pellets. So we are going to fire this thing up and see if these things with their lightweight projectile does what it's supposed to do, and we'll see what it does with the rest of them, and we'll be able to kind of see energy transfer at the range, hopefully a little bit. You'll be able to hear them tink at least. I'll do all the shooting. Most of these are pretty small plates. I made this just out of scrap metal around the house, but I will aim every round at that one because that's the loudest clinker, so you'll be able to differentiate from one to the next. So I got a little bit of setting up to do. I got to find my stand to shoot from and set up the chronograph. I'll get all these lined up by me. I'll set up the camera and I'll just do one after another and try to keep this as short as I can. It's kind of a lot to cover, but I'll just call out the speeds right off the screen. I'm not going to run the app because I'm using my phone to record, and all of my other recording equipment also has dead batteries, so bear with me. Alright, well, I think we're set up enough. And again, there's just a real simple switch on the side of it. You can flip it to feet per second or meters per second or off. And you want to obviously get her lined up pretty good where you're shooting straight through it. So let's start with the Red Ryder. I'm going to take a practice shot just to make sure this thing is still halfway on. Oh yeah. And these are just standard Daisy, I don't know, copper pellets, copper coated pellets. $2.36. Not bad, not bad. It's accurate. $2.35. That's pretty good consistency. $2.38. Oh, and a mess. $2.36. That was very consistent for this old thing. This is probably, well, 6 years. I got it for my daughters when they were 8 on Christmas. And we've probably got thousands of BBs out of this. I plink it more than they do. I think it's just a blast, you know. After a party, I'll come out and shoot all the cans laying all over the place, and I can just make them jump all over one after another. It's pretty accurate. So, we'll step her up to the Walmart special. This is, it's an Umarex, but it's licensed under with Ruger's name. Ruger, again, Blackhawk Elite. I got this one years back, 8 years ago. Off the shelf at Walmart with tax, $105. I'll just do it. Oh, critical mistake. Spilled pellets. Eesh. That's precious metal. So, I'm just going to run down the line with different types of 177 ammo I got. Start with the standard pointed pellet, and we'll go to the domed, and we'll go to the high velocity. Okay, yeah, that's gonna work out best. $787. See, that's considerably lower than rated, and these are just standard pellets. But this thing's 8 years old. I haven't oiled it in probably 3. I used to take a lot better care of it. This is kind of my skunk gun right here. $792. Yeah, that's way lower than rated. We'll see if the lighter ones can get a little bit closer than the actual rating. Maybe it was rated for 1,000. I don't know. It was a long time ago. $797. So, you know, they're staying nice and consistent. Well, you know, pretty close. All in the high 700s, anyways. What was that? 4 to 3. 796. That first shot, maybe she was just a little dusty. Because these are all right about the same. 783. Okay. So, you know, frickin' mosquitoes. I'm sure you can't see those, but they're out. Moving on to the domed. These are the Norma domed and 9.5 grain. They should be a little bit slower, but they should slap a little harder. Way slower. Wow. 674 foot per second. That is a lot slower. 100 foot per second slower. $674. $673. It's staying really consistent now. Maybe these are casted a little better. That, you know, the inconsistency and the speed with the pointed bullets. 678. You know, they're all just cast lead, so there might be variances in the weight, and you know, maybe one gets squished a little bit because they're soft. Aerodynamics could be a little different. $675. All right. That was 4. $678. So we had a variance of 4 foot per second on the Normas. That's impressive. And we'll go with the lightweight penetrators. I forget what they're called, but $912. All right. That's cool. I'm happy with that. There's been thousands of pellets through this pellet gun. Thousands. I've gotten, this is at least my 4th box of those. And I've gone through tons and tons and tons of the you know, what are these? 200 round tins, 300 round tins, and the 500 round tins. There's probably 5,000 shots through this thing, because in the wintertime, me and my grows just hang out in the basement. I move the whole range downstairs, and we hang out in the basement and plink. It's a Springer. It's not a nitrogen. I don't think any of these are nitrogen. I'm pretty sure they're all Springers. $896. A little bit slower, but still way faster than the first group. That's amazing. The effect, you know, just a grain or two can have on a pellet rifle, and with the influence and the speed. That one was 900, so kind of up and down here. Ooh, I heard a ricochet. That one was $8.98. Last one. $9.05. That's all we got for the Ruger. So, you know, I don't have the PBA alloy super light ammo, but seeing how much a grain or two literally affected the speed, I think these ones, the little penetrators, I think those were 5 or 6 grains, and the ultralight ones are like 4.5 grains. They're super light, and you can actually, I did buy 1 pack of them. They were expensive, and it only came with a couple pellets, so whatever, it was a splurge buy, and I did it just for fun. But you could hear the subsonic crack, the supersonic crack, the report, like shooting a hot 22 load. So they're moving considerably faster, and that confirms it for me that, that's pretty accurately rated. For as many times as that spring has been compressed and released, and there's nights that we were shooting, and I set the spring, and we went and ate dinner and forgot about it, and a week later I realized that the damn thing is still loaded, and I had to unload it. So I abuse that gun. I don't take good care of it. It probably deserves a better owner. 8 years later, it's still shooting pretty damn close to its rated speed. So that's awesome. Let's try the Gamo while we're on 7.62. Ooh. I've got very little time shooting with this one. I got this one at the pawn store, so I have no idea how many rounds were out of it. It didn't look like it had been shot a lot. There was never, or at least it didn't come with a scope, and I have yet to mount one on it. So we're just gonna aim this like a shotgun and look down the bore. I should be able to hit that stupid thing. I forget if safety is back or forward. This is the first Gamo I've owned. I've shot a bunch. 904 with a miss. That was 904 with the standard pellets. I was doing upper 700s, 790s or so with these pellets on the Ruger. Another miss. 846. It's a fluted barrel, so it's kind of difficult to aim down the bore. There's really no experience with this thing. So. Holy, I'm shooting way right. 878. I can smell the oil burning. This thing has not been shot much. I think that one just dieseled. It's probably partially dieseling right now. It's barely been shot. Hey, with a hit. 867. I think that first shot was dieseled. These are all right around 870 now. Seems like it's getting a little slower every shot. Another hit. 846. So it was definitely dieseling for the first 2 shots, because it has gotten consistently slower by like a bit every single shot. Let's try the Norma domed. 800. That's still pretty good. That's the pretty decent energy transfer. It's a 9.6 grain projectile. I wouldn't want to get hit with it. Cutting the weeds down. 813. A little better. But big variance from one to the next. That one was high right. 812. That was a little bit more consistent. I was only one off. That's much better, much better. $813. Well, how about that? So we burned the oil out of it, and now it's shooting right. For fun, let's stick another pointed in and see what happens. This should put us right back around the 880 mark or so. 935. What the hell? That's way faster than the first shot. Okay. Well, anyways, let's go to the lightweight ones. These are the exciting ones anyways. These are probably going to be screaming. $1,024. That's pretty fast. That would suck. $1,029. I think my point of impact just climbed a lot. Because I'm shooting way over. I'm going to hold low. Still going high. Going high and right. That one was 1027. These are very consistent. $10.18. Do one more for fun. Hey, with a hit. 999. Alright. So, the Gamo has definitely got more snot. It's inconsistent from shot to shot, which would make it difficult to sight. It probably needs to be shot more. I don't think it's been shot much at all. Probably, needs like 50 to 100 rounds ran through it, this one back to back to back, and get all the oil out of that air chamber and out of the breech and stuff, because I think it might be dieseling a little bit. So, all right, moving on to the Hatsan. This one will be quite a bit slower, but the projectile weights, these are all like the lightest projectile here is 16.6 grains. These domes are actually lighter than the polymer skirted ones. It's kind of amazing. These are probably going to scream though. So we'll start with the domes. There's a big spring in there. This one takes a good push to get her set. 600. Considerably slower. Wow. So then heavy ones are gonna be going way slow.
Let's see how consistent it is though.
Chronograph did not read that one for whatever reason. Try it again. 588. Yeah, these are way slower. $5.95. Frickin' mosquitoes. Wrap this up. $5.80. $5.77. Yeah. Well, yep. This is a thought. That was a lot slower. I guess we'll go to these guys. I'll give you a good look at them. These are just a solid wad of lead. And they're considerably heavier. What are these ones again? 29.94 grains. I should actually weigh them and see how accurate that is. These are going to be way slower, but they're going to slap hard. Holy smokes. That thing's swinging now. 419 foot per second. That'd still hurt. Jeez. $4.18. That's nice. Only 1 foot per second difference. $4.12. A little bit slower, but still close. Not bad. Jeez, those are hard to jam in. This one has not had a lot of rounds through it yet either. $4.27. Not bad. A little better. Jeez. You wouldn't want to do a lot of clinking with those. It kind of hurts your thumb jamming them in. But if you're going for some small game, that would definitely make it flip backwards. $4.13. So, as we realized that was going to be way slower, let's try the fast ones and let's see what this thing can do with a speed projectile. 663. That's a lot better. $662. Very nice. I'm sure you can hear the difference. They're tinging that steel pretty good. $664. Very consistent. That's impressive. $658. mosquitoes are going right from my eyes. .656. That's impressive. Yeah, that did a lot better. It seems to like the polymer skirted ones. And chronographs seem to function very good. I had one that did not read out of, what was that? A dozen different groups. Or 5. Only one shot that did not read. So that's pretty cool. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This was my air gun comparo. Alright. God bless you. Take care.